So welcome again for learning session 18 from YI Madurai. So just to introduce YI, Young Indians is a sub-organization of CAI, Confederation of Indian Industries, and we have around 48 chapters across the country. Madurai chapter is around currently 70 members strong, and we are growing as well. We have around 3,000 members across India, and we have around 35,000 students, 30,000 student members across India as well. So YI is founded behind three founding principles or pillars, as we call it: nation building, youth leadership, and thought leadership. So we focus all our activities around these three pillars, and we ensure that we build a better nation through our activities. So to just highlight on some of our activities, like we also work on work from the scale of like child sex abuse using a program called Mazoom, and to create awareness among the school children about good touch and bad touch. And through a program called Yuva, we cater to the college students to make them a better individual as well as become a better citizen of the country in the future, basically. So we also have other sessions focused towards our members also, particularly this learning, innovation, entrepreneurship kind of activities. And we also have divisions for Talut, which is focused predominantly on students, rural initiatives focused on the rural sectors. So this is pretty much about YI and Young Indians. Over to Ramanathan to introduce the speaker, and thanks Raja for accepting our invitation and acknowledging to take the session on how businesses can survive with the COVID-19. Over to Ram.
Thank you, Kalyan, for a nice introduction about what YA is. One main thing which he missed out is the learning which we give. We have completed around 18 e-learning sessions and 23 sessions, which was missed in Kalyan's speech. That's it. So
Ram,
our speaker.
Ram, I did highlight on learning also.
That's okay. Thank you. Our speaker here is Mr. Raja, Vice President Marketing.com Infoway. He has more than 13 years of hands-on experience in digital and mobile marketing. He is known for his innovative, enthusiastic, and result-oriented marketing approach, expressing an entrepreneurial spirit on each projects and leading the team with focused business success through the effective data-driven decision is something his core competency is. Mobile is his arena. He has got extensive experience in mobile industry. Raja has an executive certificate from IIM. So I'm very happy to introduce Mr. Raja for this gathering. Mr. Raja, the e-learning platform is all yours. The floor is all yours, please.
Thanks a lot for your wonderful introduction, Ram. And Kalyan, thanks a lot for the opportunity and thanks for the introduction. And I would like to thank Mr. Siavi and Poonima for giving me this opportunity as well. So basically, like when we planned to do a session, we thought this could be very essential for all the businesses to know how the impact is, and we need to understand how we can get out of this impact on the global pandemic situation, which has impacted all the businesses around the world. Not only the businesses, each and every living being in the whole planet. So as we know, the impact of this coronavirus has spread across the world, and lot of countries have forced a lockdown for all the citizens. And this is actually like made the whole life around the planet almost standstill, and a lot of industries are not functioning. And we see that a lot of businesses are struggling to serve their customers, and even with their day-to-day activities and operations. So I felt that this session is going to be like pretty much focusing on how to survive this phase. Moreover, like industries and each and every business has to survive this phase. This is kind of like no, we haven't experienced this in the past. No, not even our ancestors. This is the first time in the world history that we have been forced to go on a lockdown due to a virus situation. So it's all about surviving this phase, and wanted to discuss about how we can survive this. So I'll just move on to the next slide. So just a quick word about our organization. Our organization was founded 20 years ago in 2000 by Mr. Siavi, and it was started with 5 employees, and now we are more than 100 employees in 2020. And .com Info delivers end-to-end IT solutions for the organizations, including both development and marketing services. And most of our customers are from outside India. The domestic market is like kind of 5% of our total client base. So Ram has already given an introduction about me. My name is Raja. I'm Vice President Marketing here at .com Infoway. So basically, I head the marketing department, and I kind of take care of the marketing campaigns for our company and our client projects. So I would like to give this session is completely based on my experience and expertise, which working with our customers across the globe. So I've roughly worked with around 600 different customers across different countries in the world. So I have deep understanding in the businesses, and I understand the problems that the customers are facing at the moment and the businesses are facing at the moment. So, so while we are getting started with this session, these are some quick numbers. So the numbers can always help us to get on with a data-driven decision. So I feel that the numbers has to be looked at and to take up this. So primarily with this lockdown and this corona situation. So basically, like the first industry that has got a big hit is that global airline industry. So the global airline industry is to lose up to like $113 billion due to this situation. So it's massive numbers in any standards. And again, the tourism economics is also pretty much dependent on how people travel, and it's expected to US alone to lose like around $24 billion. And the National Restaurant Association in USA has estimated a loss of $225 billion in restaurant businesses alone. So the gaming and casino businesses in US should take a hit of around $261 billion. And the film industry again, or the entertainment business, when people are not coming out, the entertainment industry is also going to get a big hit. So it's around like $11 billion of this box office was there in 2019, and this year that is going to be not met as well. So sports is another arena where people come together. With all the social distancing, people can't come together, and they can't go out in a mass gatherings as well. So NBA alone stands a loss of like $450 million, and overall $2,200 million with non-ticketing revenue. So the global sports industry is also estimated to lose a total amount of $600 billion. So the amount is massive. And related thing, ad industry, which is related to the live sports event, is also expected to lose around $26 billion. Then comes the gym and fitness industry. So no one is going to go and go to the gym and take up the fitness sessions that they're going to do on a daily basis. So this sector is going to be hit around like $94 billion. So the energy consumption, again, the oil and oil, gas and petroleum and all these are going to be, the consumption is going to go down, not only in the currently, but also in the near future. So the garment industry, the US retailers are estimated to lose around $700 million. So these are some numbers which are quite big numbers, and most of these are pretty much from the US market alone. So we could understand the impact of the current situation, and this is the amount of business that people are going to lose. But see, in all these dark time, we also see that certain industries are still thriving good. People are locked down into their houses, so what they do, they watch movies, they watch TVs, and they use internet to browse things. So these are the segments which are growing a lot comparing to how things are here. So Netflix actually grew by 51% in the lockdown period alone. Within a few weeks, audio and music streaming industry seen a rise by 35%. Snapchat grew by 20%, YouTube by 14%. Facebook usage grew by 30%, and TikTok by 32%. All the podcasting listeners went up by 12%. Entertainment industry growth during this lockdown period alone. And the other things are about the business applications. So business applications, including the Zoom grew by 266%, and the daily active user base of Zoom has grown to around 300 million users per day. That's a record usage considering the Zoom's growth alone, and Skype grew by 66%, and GoToMeeting grew by 85%, 43% growth for Join.me. So these are all the technologies which enable work from home and people who can't meet in person, and this provides an alternative for people to collaborate and work. So these are the tools which grew during this pandemic situation. So if you see in this chart, you can see the sector-wise, the industry-wise impact which this virus situation had in across the globe. So if you see severe impact in the industries like gems and jewelry, entertainment, hospitality, transport, livestock, and tourism. So these are the industries which had a huge impact, because most of these industry need these people to visit the physical store or to have a lot of traveling across. And other high impact industries includes non-food items in retail, wholesale trade, electronics, banking, and MSMEs. So for example, if we are talking about non-food items, like an example of perfumes and body sprays or some things which people are not tend to use when they are not going out to office or going out. So these are some things just for an example. Moderate. So here, moderate is something like drugs and pharma industry, which had a moderate impact. Automotive industry, textile industry, the metal industry. So these are having a moderate impact. And as I mentioned, there are certain industries which are having positive impact, including the remote working tools and over-the-top media, for example, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Sunnext, C5, all these over-the-top platforms. And online gaming. So gaming industry saw like 145% growth in the past during the first 3 weeks of the lockdown alone. And then comes the e-education industry. So e-education industry also seen like around 130% growth during the first 3 weeks of the lockdown period. So schools are finding out innovative ways to have sessions, and I guess all of your kids should have got the Zoom classes and Google Meet classes going on at the moment. So every other education institutes are getting adapted to this e-education. So my niche is dance classes are initially started through WhatsApp video recordings and calls, and then they switched to Zoom and Google Meets as well. So everyone are like adapting quickly to the technologies to overcome the situation. So these are some realities on how soon this recovery is going to happen. So the recovery time for the businesses to go back to the normal, or would say like new normal. So the extent of the impact is in the left side, and we have plotted the recovery time in the columns. So if you see the severe impact industries like retail non-food items, wholesale trade, and livestock is going to take around 6 months to recover. And with the industries having moderate impact like drugs and pharma and textile are going to take like the same amount of time, 6 months, up to 6 months. So the medium-term recovery time is going to be for the logistics industries, which used to have the severe impact in this, and the metal industries with the medium impact. And the long-term the industries which are going to take a long time, like more than 12 months to recover, including the entertainment, tourism, gems and jewelry, hospitality, MSMEs, and banking industry and the automobile industry. So this is a timeline which is projected by McKinsey India. So they have provided an information based on the current trends and how soon this lockdown is going to end and how this economy is going to revive. So here we come to the major points of discussion here, and for example, there are 4 different types of risk which we are going to face in conducting the business. One is supply chain risk. For example, most of our industries are dependent on the raw material. So basically, manufacturing industry is going to get hit a lot by this raw material availability first, because of the industries are not running within the country and as well from different countries. And slowly the industries have started running, but the availability and the queue for the demand is also rising. So that's the first risk which we could face. And then comes the input cost fluctuation. So the prices are going up, and we need to find out a better way to find an optimum purchases done for our production or manufacturing unit or any other industries which we are serving. And the quality concerns again, when there are a lot of restrictions in where we can buy, and the quality of suppliers tend to go down. So we need to take care of that as well, so that we always produce best products from our best products for our customers. So then goes the financial risk. That's the most important thing which we need to consider, the financial part of it, because we need to pay the salaries and wages, and we need to pay our vendors, we need to pay our essential services, rents, bills, bank EMIs, dues, and all these has to be taken care of. So the liquidity is one problem. So the immediate cash requirements has to be taken care of, and the credit risk is for long-term credits which we need to get, and then investment risk. If we are to kind of start a new business or to expand our plant capacity, expand our business, is this the right time to do? We need to consider that as an organizational decision. So these are all the financial risks involved at this particular point of time. Then comes the market risk. Market risk is something to do with the demand. Either our product will have a lot of demand in this period, or even after 3 months of the business. And on a funny side, on a funny note, if you see that the Corona beer, actually the company manufacturing the beer in the name of the virus, they had around 30% fall in their market share. So that's something they didn't know that's coming, but it took care of the coronavirus took care of their market share, their brand value as well. So that's something which is unintentional. So no one expected that to come. So such kind of things can also happen to the products that we are looking at, and the way that we do business could change a lot, considering this social distancing and people not gathering together, and all these are going to be very challenging in the coming days. Even if the lockdown period is going to come to an end, there is going to be a lot more restrictions of people movement around the world is going to happen. Social distancing is going to be implemented across different places. Mass gatherings are going to get banned for a certain amount of time as well. So, and then comes the market interest rate. So the interest rates are going to be flexible, and the borrowing, and also like the supply side of it. So supply chain management is also going to have a big challenge here in getting your product to the market and to your target customers. And then comes the operation risk. Operation risk is again with all these social distancing, and how we are going to have our people sit in our office, how we are going to have people work in our industry, how we are going to screen all these people for the virus impact. And these all things matters, because the government has already issued some notes that businesses has to take care of this social distancing. Even if they are operating in 50% capacity or anything, they have to take care of all these safety precautions measures in the company. And if any of those employees are getting corona due to this, these safety procedures are not followed within the plant or within the office structure, and the companies are going to face severe claims from the government. So these are all some things which we need to have in mind. See, these are all the risks which are involved. And I see some chat messages. Let me see if I guess we can answer.
No, Raja, chat, these questions we'll discuss in the last. Okay, so we'll just proceed with the presentation. Last 15 minutes, we'll discuss all the discussions, basically. Okay.
Thanks, Kalan. I was about to say that, we can take up the questions in the once we are done with the presentation. So, key considerations for the organization. So, this is something which we need to keep in mind during the situations. Think in a positive way, and these are the steps which we could take so that we can stay on business and reduce the risk of the impact in our businesses. So, for example, engaging with the policy makers. So that's something which we need to do very frequently. because the government officials are very much aware of what to do, what not to do, and we need to engage with them. For example, if the business is in need of any financial aid, or for example, if they are need to know the criteria on which we could operate and what procedures needs to be followed when we operate, and what kind of for example, even the movement of the raw materials and supplies and our supply chain management has to be taken care of. We need to coordinate very closely with all policymakers, and even with the trade associations and the organizations like YA can also help us to reach the policy decision makers, and also like kind of get us involved in either the decision making process or to get some favors for our business and organizations. So, and then the next most important thing is that we need to lean towards a lenient and optimum workspace. For example, wherever we don't need a physical presence of the employees, let's try to implement the remote working and using the video conferencing and embrace the technologies here. And as you could have known that a lot of IT companies have like kind of planning to use remote working even after this lockdown period is getting over, and even companies are like thinking of like having less than 50% of the people to work at office, and other 50% can support from home, and the tasks will be broken down in a way that its performance-based pay is going to be impacted for the employee. So these are all the discussions which is happening through the IT industry, and similar things can also might also get implemented across different businesses as well. So this could be the new normal. So we are right now in an abnormal position. So, earlier it used to be a normal, and now this abnormal position could go to the new normal. So procedure. So, and other things which we could explore is that private sector programs which are providing some kind of rebates and grants for businesses, small businesses. For example, Facebook has launched a $100 million program for small businesses, and they're also giving away ad credits for the small businesses, so that we can use the ad credits for running Facebook advertisements. And Google has also like announced a 400 million worth grants for small businesses, and they are giving away ad credits for the businesses as well. We could climb those ads and use them for our lead generation campaigns during these periods. So there are a lot of such organizations providing relief funds, so which can be like taken in consideration for us for survival actually. And then comes to adapting your products and services based on the current situations. And as we know, like the current demand for the face mask were in the rise for as the governments and people are advised to use the face mask. So garment industry has been working towards it, and they have switched their operations into normal goods production to face mask creation. And a lot of industries are also using 3D printing technologies to create the PPEs which are required. So companies like breweries are also like trying to convert their machineries to create sanitizers. So we have to adapt to the situations based on the up to our businesses for the current situations. And the other most important thing is that we could renegotiate the terms of the contracts and the agreements. This could involve the agreements that we had with our clients, the agreements that we had with our suppliers, agreements which we had with the landlords, the tenants. So we all should work together to redefine the terms, considering the cash flow issues. So, for example, postponing the credit period from net 60 to net 90 or things like that. So this could actually help us with some liquid cash for the overall operations. And so this again, we all should stick together at this situation to get things done. And so that's something to do with renegotiating the contractual terms. COVID-19 policies within our organizations. For example, we were discussing this earlier, like how people are going to get seated in the organization, in the office spaces, and how we are going to have the people to work in our factory premises, how our supply chain is going to be protected, and how we are going to perform the tests for each and every employees in a daily basis, so that they kind of are getting protected from this virus. And what kind of safety precautions are we going to give, and what kind of materials are we going to give to our workforce. So these are all to be created in a policy, and this has to be communicated clearly with to all our employees and even our customers as well. So that's very essential at this time. And the most important thing is that we can't a lot of things at this time. We may not be able to operate with our 100% capacity. So what we need to define is that what is our key competence area, what we do the best. So we need to do what we do the best, and we need to create that, keep doing that, and kind of outsource that the other things to the vendors. We don't have to keep doing the all the work ourselves. We'll try to outsource. For example, if we are like kind of having IT operations which are done in-house, and the companies which don't have the full work on a full capacity at the moment, they can think about outsourcing certain parts of the IT operations to the external vendors, so that it's done very quickly, and the other operations are not getting affected out of it. And for example, we can also think about getting these video conferences implemented very quickly within our organization. So for example, a Zoom kind of things which are going to be implemented. So we focus on our core areas, and even like the marketing activities, the digital marketing activities can be considered outsourcing to companies, so that we work on our core competent areas. And with regard to the raw materials, if we are taking care of most of the operations in the manufacturing industry, we can try buying components from from vendors, so that we focus on what we do good actually. And then comes the partnership opportunity. So we try to partner with each other, and kind of fill the gaps between both organizations, and operate with full efficiency. And one thing which we need to be very clear is that our offerings are going to be future proof, at least for the near future. Maybe say, for example, within the 1 year of time, the social distancing is not going to go away any soon. So with the social distancing, how we are going to operate, is our business future proof? If our businesses are going to be taking a lot of people like coming into walking into our business premises, then that has to be rethought, and then we need to understand how this is going to be taken care of, what process that we need to implement within, and how we are going to take care of that. So this is the most important thing which we need to think about, the marketing and sales perspective of what we are going to do in this situation. Number first is that to communicate things to your customers, communicate how we are operating, what are our policies with regard to the coronavirus situation within our organization, how much capacity we are operating with, how much we can serve, and is our business operations are going to be the same as it is usual, or if something has changed. So we need to make use of social media, use WhatsApp, use Twitter, use Facebook, use YouTube, and use your newsletters, mailing list. So these has to be used so in a way that you communicate things to the customer. So this is going to be very essential part of doing business at this situation. And the other thing is that finding new customers are going to be very, very challenging at this moment, because companies are trying to reduce their investment in any new ventures. And if IT industry is facing this huge struggle, because transportation industry, hospitality industry, and the industries in entertainment, for example, the movie houses, and all these industries are now locked down, and people are not going to get back to this business very soon. As we saw in the previous slides, it's going to take some time for the businesses to recover. And IT industries, IT companies who are serving to those industries are going to have a huge impact, and they need to find out industries which are going to survive, trying to build their competence, and then on to the industries which are going to grow, try to build products, try to do partnerships with other companies. And these are the things which we could try to use at this moment. And this is because the new businesses are going to be like challenged to come, and existing businesses might also consider cutting short of the resources. And in basically in IT industry, it's about like shelving the products and projects for some time, and they'll come back when the situation is going to be back normal. So these are the things which we need to consider and try to overcome. For example, this is going to be some things which we can try to upsell our products and services to the customers. So for example, if you are an IT company, you are offering both IT and marketing solutions to the customers, you can try to upsell your IT solutions to the customers who are taking up the marketing solutions. And you can upsell the IT solutions to the marketing customers and vice versa. So this is going to help improving your revenue within the customers, the same customer base. And also like kind of if you are selling a few products which your customers are subscribed for, and you can sell the new products which you are also selling to the same customers. So it's about retaining the same customer base, but increasing the revenue size from those particular customers. So CRM is going to be an most important and critical thing which every businesses have to have. So for example, CRM doesn't needs to be a bigger kind, like we are talking like the likes of Salesforce and things like that. Even if you could maintain an Excel sheet or a Google sheet with a list of your customers and what they are interested in, what they have purchased, along with their contact information and which is the best way to contact them, this is going to help you a lot, because you will have time to audit each and every account and businesses that you are connected with and your customers, and try to provide an optimum solution and offerings to them. So you can customize your business solution, you can customize the products that you could sell to these customers. So the CRM need not to be very extensive, but it can be a simple Excel sheet which you can share with your sales people, and they can go through it and they can find out which customer is in need of which service, and we can pitch that service to that customer. This could actually help us, because the customer has used our services in the past, used our products in the past, and it would be very easy for us to convince these customers for the new line of our services, new line of our products, and get them going with this. And the most important thing is generating leads ahead of the time. As I mentioned in the previous slides, and the businesses are going to take their own time to recover from this situation. So now what we need to do is that we could actually generate leads ahead of time, and we need to think that the businesses are not going to start immediately. We need to work on creating new leads by providing our business offerings. If, as we all know that the lockdown is on, and people are going to stay in house, and the best way to market your services are doing it online. You could pick up a phone and call your customers, and or do some Facebook advertisements, do some email campaigns, do Google advertisements, do video advertisements. So whatever you feel innovative and what kind of service offerings are and the products which you are going to sell, define your target customers. Make sure your service offerings are relevant now with people staying at home, and you can't advertise people to come visit your business at this moment. So we need to understand this situation, and we need to optimize. For example, if as a gym, if we are like kind of your business is offering yoga training and yoga instructions, if you are a person who is offering home tutoring services for the kids, it's always nice to adapt to the technology and using the webinar tools and the online video conferencing tools to conduct your classes without any fail. And this kind of offerings has to be like communicated to your customers when you are marketing and when you are getting running the lead generation campaign. So you have to adapt your marketing materials as well. As such, it aligns with your current business offerings as well. And so the lead time again, if you see your business takes like around that's the sales cycle of your business is going to be 2 months. Now it's going to be like 4 months or 6 months. So you need to plan this ahead of time, and the number of leads that you generate has to be double the time on what you are currently generating. And then the other one is that re-engage, reconnect with the past prospects. So prospects are someone who we have been like currently in discussion with offering our products or services, and also the customers who we have purchases. So it's time to like dust the old customer database and find out who would be interested in our offerings at the moment. And basically, like many people are like trying to give discounts at this time and doing price cuts. I would say, in my personal experience, discounts or price cuts doesn't matter at this time. Like it could be a way we focus on offerings like quality and timely services. So even if the service that we offer to our customer is not timely, then that's not going to help them. So if there are a lot of services and products which need to have timely deliveries, and we also need to make sure that we deliver quality products to the customers. You could work out on a plan to like kind of getting your payment terms optimized so that you get paid in a regular intervals. And also you can consider getting together your payment terms across different like cycles, so that you also pay your bills and then your customer is also like kind of could afford this payment cycle. So these are the things which we could work out on, but price cuts or discounts are not going to help you, because if you are delivering a quality product and quality service, that's what going to help the customers also to come out of this pandemic. And enabling online presence and digital assets for marketing is very, very essential at this time. If you haven't done it yet, this is the right time to build your online presence. You should at least have a basic needs for the online presence, which we could discuss in the next slide. So I would say, like people are not, if you are not ready to invest much in your digital assets and you have zero marketing budget or zero digital marketing budget, the first essential thing to do with zero budget is creating your Google My Business page and Facebook page as well. So Google My Business page is something is very essential for local businesses, so that people who search for your businesses find your business in Google Maps searches, your businesses and your related businesses. For example, if you are selling yoga instruction services for kids across Madurai region, and if you register for your business in Google My Business, then the results are going to appear in the top of the results. So that's very essential for you to like kind of register your Google My Business. It's very easy process. You can use your email address to claim your Google My Business address, and Google is going to send you a postcard, which is going to take like around 2 weeks of time to get it verified. And the postcard will contain a small piece of code which you need to enter in your Google My Business console. So it's a very simple process, and if you haven't claimed your Google My Business profile yet, this is the right time to do. And Facebook page. So என் பிசினஸ்க்கு எடுக்குங்க Facebook page அப்படின்னு யாரும் நினைச்சிட்டு இருக்க வேணாம். simple as it. நீங்க கிளைம் பண்ணலைன்னா உங்களோட பிசினஸ் பேர்ல இருக்கிற வேற ஒரு பிசினஸ் அந்த Facebook page வந்து கிளைம் பண்ணிட்டு போயிடுவாங்க. People are, as I said in the initial slideல நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி 30% of people 30% increase in the Facebook usage வந்து இப்போ past 3 to 4 weeksல it has happened. And basically பாத்தீங்கன்னா again WhatsApp for business is also very, very essential. இதுவும் நீங்க ரொம்ப சிம்பிளா register பண்ணிக்கலாம். You need to download WhatsApp for business app from your Google Play Store or Apple App Store. அங்க போயிட்டு நீங்க வந்து உங்க பிசினஸ் வந்து அங்க ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணிக்கலாம். And make sure you have another SIM card. நீங்க அதை ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணிட்டு அதை யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கிறது is very essential, because we tend to again இந்த 30 days இதுல வந்து நீங்களே புரிஞ்சிட்டு இருப்பீங்க, more number of WhatsApp forwards வந்து இந்த சீசன்ல தான் வந்துட்டு இருக்கு. உங்க ஃபேமிலி குரூப்ஸ், ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் குரூப், whatever it is, we get a lot of WhatsApp forwards, videos, memes and pictures. இது எல்லாமே நடந்துட்டு இருக்கு. So it's essential for you to like have a different number for your business, WhatsApp business, so you stay focused on that. Business க்கு வரத நான் businessல பாத்துக்கிறேன். ஏன்னா most of you also have dual SIM card enabled phones at that moment. So it's very essential for you to separate your business and personal WhatsApp out of it. And most important other thing is that நீங்க இப்போ retail businessல இருக்கீங்க and you need to talk to a lot of customers, concurrent customers ஓட பேசணுங்கிறப்போ வாட்ஸ்அப் பிசினஸ்ல இருந்தோ இல்ல Facebook மெசஞ்சர்ல இருந்தோ நீங்க பேசுறது கொஞ்சம் டைம், ஒரு 100 people 200 people நம்ம அட்ரஸ் பண்றது வந்து ரொம்ப கஷ்டமான ஒரு டே டு டே ஆக்டிவிட்டியாவே போயிடும் அது. So what you can do is that enabling chatbots. Chatbots enable பண்றது is very simple. இருக்கிற மெசஞ்சரை யூஸ் பண்ணி you can create your own WhatsApp bot. Chatbot யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். Chatbots you can also customize the chatbot using your different flow. ஒரு சின்ன எக்ஸாம்பிள் எடுத்துக்கிட்டோம்னா, இப்போ நீங்க வந்து ஒரு grocery shop வச்சிருக்கீங்க. நீங்க வந்து ரொம்ப chatbot build பண்றதுக்கு you don't need to like invest a lot unless or until your business flow is very confusing and critical இருக்கிற சமயமே தவிர நீங்க you don't need to consider காம்ப்ளிகேட் பாட் பில்ட் பண்றதோட ஃபேஸ்புக் மெசஞ்சர்ல யூ கேன் பில்ட் அ வெரி சிம்பிள் பாட். அதுல வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கொஸ்டின் குட் பி யூ கேன் ஆஸ்க் யுவர் கஸ்டமர் த ஷோ த லிஸ்ட் ஆஃப் சர்வீசஸ். அவங்க நேம் வந்து ஆல்ரெடி ஃபேஸ்புக் மெசஞ்சர்ல யூ நோ தட், அண்ட் தென் யூ கேன் ஜஸ்ட் கெட் கிவ் தெம் அ லிஸ்ட் ஆஃப் சர்வீசஸ் அண்ட் ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் தட் யூ ஆஃபர். அதுல இருந்து அவங்களை செலக்ட் பண்ண சொல்லலாம். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் நீங்க கிராசரிஸ் செல் பண்றீங்கன்னா யூ கேன் ask them to select. If they select, for example, ghee வேணும்னு செலக்ட் பண்றாங்கன்னா அதுல 1 kg பேக் வேணுமா, 1/2 kg பேக் வேணுமா, 200 grams பேக் வேணுமான்றத செலக்ட் பண்ண சொல்லலாம். அண்ட் நெக்ஸ்ட் பேஜ்ல வந்து நீங்க அதோட பிரைசிங் காட்டினா அதை நெக்ஸ்ட் கிளிக் பண்ணிட்டு அவங்க ஆன்லைன்ல பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்றதுக்கு உங்க வெப்சைட்டுக்கோ இல்ல ஒரு சின்ன ஷாப் பேஜுக்கோ நீங்க அவங்களை வந்து அனுப்பலாம். ஸோ தட் அங்கிருந்து அவங்க டைரக்டா பேமெண்ட் ப்ராசஸ் பண்ண வைக்கலாம். இஃப் யூ ஆர் இன்டு சர்வீசஸ் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி, ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஐடி சர்வீஸே ஆஃபர் பண்றீங்க அப்படின்ற பட்சத்துல there are a lot of services that you offer. நீங்க வந்து you will be offering வெப்சைட் டெவலப்மெண்ட் பண்ணுவீங்க, இப்போ டிசைனிங் சர்வீசஸ் ஆஃபர் பண்ணுவீங்க, you will do mobile app development பண்ணுவீங்க, marketing services offer பண்ணுவீங்க. You give them menu item where they can choose from. And if you are into kind of tutoring services offer பண்றீங்க, you provide one-on-one English tuitions for the kids அப்படின்னா you can have appointment schedule பண்றதுக்கு a lot of apps are there which can be integrated within your chatbots. Just with a simple click பண்ணிட்டு அவங்க வந்து உங்களோட அவைலபிலிட்டி டைம் என்னன்னு அதே செக் பண்ணிக்கலாம். செக் பண்ணிட்டு உங்களுக்கு அந்த ஸ்லாட்டை வந்து they can easily book. So this avoids you to kind of talk to a lot of people at the same time. இப்போ கன்கரண்டா இப்போ ஒரு 100 people பேசிட்டு இருக்காங்க. When your business is growing a lot and you don't have time to like kind of initial enquiries gather பண்றதுக்கு you don't have to like spend your time. இந்த chatbots யூஸ் பண்ணீங்கன்னா நீங்க வந்து அந்த இனிஷியல் என்கொயரிஸ் அவுட்புட்ஸ் இன்புட்ஸ் எல்லாமே வந்து உங்களோட customers can interact with the chatbot and you get that information. And after that you can kind of take care of it from there. So and other than that, the most important time that you create a basic website for your business. There are a lot of tools which you could use to create free websites. அது வந்து நிறைய tools இருக்குது. Running an website for a whole year is not going to take you more than I would say like around ஒரு 10,000 rupees கூட whole year வராது, இன்க்ளூடிங் ஹோஸ்டிங் சர்வீசஸ் அண்ட் அவங்களோட டொமைன் ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் சர்வீசஸ் இருக்கு. ரொம்ப ஸ்டாட்டிக்கான வெப்சைட். உங்க பிசினஸோட காம்ப்ளெக்சிட்டியை பொறுத்து யூ வில் ஹேவ் யுவர் வெப்சைட். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஆன்லைன் பர்ச்சேசஸ் மேக் பண்றதுக்கு அண்ட் யூ நீட் டு ட்ராக் டெலிவரி, அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு செக்ஷனா இஃப் யூ கீப் இம்ப்ரூவிங் ஆன் யுவர் டிஜிட்டல் பிரசன்ஸ் யூ ஆர் கோயிங் டு ஃபெசிலிட்டேட் யுவர் கஸ்டமர் டு த நெக்ஸ்ட் லெவல். ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி நீங்க பேசிக் வெப்சைட் வித் இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் ஆன் யுவர் பிஸ்னஸ் it's not going to take you less than like more than 10,000 rupees for a year to use it. There are a lot of free website builders are there, including like WordPress, free themes irukku. You can play it around in this lockdown period. Neenga the time on if you want to use it, you can try to build your own chatbots, use to build your website. And to the next step, people are like kind of very comfortable using mobile apps to purchase things. And for example, if you are offering kind of doctors who are trying to come online and offer online consultation, with ellathukku mobile apps are also helpful. And these are all very very simple things which you could make without investing much. When you start here, like actually like when people like started in 2010, they started very early. Now at least at this time who haven't started building all these, it's right time that we start all these and we build upon this. So இது வந்து முக்கியமான digital assets which you need to have. And the digital assets create பண்ணா மட்டும் போதாது, you need to track what's happening on all these. Like இப்போ Google My Business னா they provide you with analytics. எத்தனை பேர் வந்து உங்க பேஜ் வந்து விசிட் பண்ணிருக்காங்க, அதுல எத்தனை பேர் வந்து உங்க மேப்ல டைரக்ஷன்ஸ் செக் பண்ணிருக்காங்க, how many people viewed your post which you have made in your Google My Business page and Facebook page. Most of you might have like kind of வச்சிருப்பீங்க. இட்ஸ் அதுல வந்து நீங்க அனாலிட்டிக்ஸ் பார்க்கலாம். அனாலிட்டிக்ஸ் செக்ஷன் எப்படி இருக்கு உங்க லைக் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் என்னென்ன posts are getting more engagement among the users, எதுல நிறைய likes கிடைக்குது, what kind of audience are engaging with your post and which time getting more தெரிஞ்சதுன்னா you will be able to make data driven decisions. ஸோ என்ன உங்களோட டார்கெட் கஸ்டமர்ஸ் வந்து எந்தெந்த மாதிரியான கண்டென்ட்டோட என்கேஜ் ஆகிறாங்கன்னு உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சிச்சுன்னா then you will be able to like kind of அதுக்கு தகுந்த மாதிரியே அவங்க பிசினஸ்ல லைட்டா ட்வீக் பண்ணிக்கலாம், உங்க சர்வீஸ் ஆஃபரிங்ஸ் வந்து நீங்க ட்வீக் பண்ணிக்கலாம். ஸோ இது வந்து ஆர் பேசிக்லி லைக் பேஸ்ட் ஆன் வாட் யூ குட் இம்பாக்ட். அண்ட் ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் சம்திங் விச் வி நீட் டு ஒர்க் அவுட் ஆன். அண்ட் வாட்ஸ்அப் பிசினஸ் இதெல்லாம் கிரியேட் பண்றது ஆர் லைக் கோயிங் டு டேக் 1 day ஆஃப் யுவர் டைம். ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் கோயிங் டு டேக் in the lockdown period it's easy for you to like kind of spend 1 or 2 hours of your time to set all these up. So now we are நிறைய வந்து டிப்ரெசிங் விஷயங்களை மேல பேசிட்டோம். ஆக்சுவலா எவ்வளவு இண்டஸ்ட்ரியில எவ்வளவு லாஸ், இந்த இண்டஸ்ட்ரியில எவ்வளவு லாஸ் ஆகுது, இதெல்லாம் ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ், இதெல்லாம் வந்து இதுன்னு சொல்லி நம்ம பேசிட்டோம். So now we are going to look at some opportunities which are lying ahead here in the industries, across industries, different industries. So if you are looking at the on-demand food delivery industry, so social distancing again, online delivery of food, online delivery of grocery, இது ஆல்ரெடி ஒரு பயங்கரமான growing industry தான் இருந்தது even before the COVID situation. இது எல்லாமே growing situation இருந்தது. And again it is going to become essential services இந்த situation முடிஞ்சதுக்கு அப்புறம். ஏன்னா இப்போ நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா கவர்மெண்ட்ஸ், இப்போ மதுரையை எடுத்தீங்கன்னா மதுரை கார்பரேஷன் இஸ் ஆக்சுவலி doing home delivery of vegetables to across different places, and government is also trying to home deliver the essential products, groceries and within people. And for example, I'll give you some rough idea on how it is like. As you know, we are an IT company. Include enquiries actually across different countries. Online groceries deliver பண்ற mobile application build பண்றதுக்கு வந்து we have got like around 60 different enquiries irrespective of the budget that they have. We have got 60 different enquiries within 1 month. In the month மட்டும் actually வந்து we have got for online food delivery demand, on demand delivery services. So businesses are already like kind of on it, and இதுதான் important, இப்படிதான் போகுது அப்படின்றது நிறைய businesses are able to like kind of find it out. And if you are not into it, இதுக்கு மேல delay பண்ண தேவையில்லை. You can just start with it, even like on-demand laundry services, on-demand doctor services, pharmacy services, video on-demand, and OTT platforms like, for example, Amazon Prime, ZEE5, and Netflix. All these are like kind of companies providing on-demand video services. And on-demand video services we can also consider as part of, like, for example, online doctors consultation is there, online yoga instructors, online dance classes are there, online art classes, online grammar classes which people can conduct. So these are the opportunities ahead of us which we as businesses we need to consider as well. So this is a recent projection of GDP growth across different countries. இது பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு ஒரு சின்ன ஐடியா கிடைக்கும். These are from different independent agencies. IMF தான் இப்போ இனிஷியலா வந்து they launched it. Indian GDP growth is going to be 1.9% for this year, and earlier they projected 5.8%. So அந்த 5.8% வந்து எந்த சர்வேலையும் they have mentioned it's not achievable. இனிஷியலா நம்ம ப்ரொஜெக்ட் பண்ணிருந்தது. They range between like 4%, which is by Asian Development Bank, and others are like very less comparing to what they have projected earlier. Even minus 0.5% GDP growth la sollirukanga. But the positive note which we need to look at is that we are about to recover by 7.4% in the financial year 21-22. So that's the positive takeaway from all these. So for example, even if you are going to get your business ready for that growth, that kind of growth, 7.4% growth is more than what we are experiencing in the past couple of years. So இப்போ நீங்க அந்த மாதிரியான growthக்கு if your business has to be ready now, you have to embrace technologies and the way that you do your business and the way that your process is at the moment. So இது எல்லாத்தையும் you need to understand, and you have to have your business ready for that kind of growth. It is going to be a tougher time for all the businesses, but we will sail through all these. And as the different projected, we are going to grow in an exponential way, and our businesses needs to be ready for all these growth actually. So yeah, and so that's the last slide I had. So I think we can go ahead with the question and answer session now. So feel free to ask the questions that you have in your mind.
So people can post your question in the chat session. So chat window, so we can unmute to interact with the speaker basically. Ram, did you receive any questions?
Yeah, no, not yet. We have one question from Mr. Palaniyappan Ramalingam. If you can unmute him.
Yeah, sure.
Mr. Palaniyappan Ramalingam is a manufacturer of bags. So he had a question in the beginning.
Palaniyappan, you are unmuted.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Ask your question, please. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening, sir. Actually, we are a Rexin complementary bags manufacturer.
Okay.
So we work only based on orders from customers.
Right.
So the first question to you is 75% of our raw materials are from China. The main Rexin and everything is from China only. And what will be the outcome post lockdown? Will the supply of Rexin start again from China or not? Or else we'll have, except other than jute, we'll have no other materials through which we can manufacture bags. The second question is, we supply bags based on order basis only to SMEs, be it jewelry, textiles, and colleges, whatever it is, mainly of SMEs. So how will they be ready to spend for promotion activities? Because ours is mainly a promotion activity job. So because they will also be taking time to recover from their existing lockdown. So these are the two questions.
Okay, sure, Mr. Palaniyappan. So basically, like as we speak, China has already kind of opened up certain operations, and they should be getting back on track because most of their economy is dependent on the manufacturing sector. So they'll be opening their operations very soon, and this situation is going to come up. For example, we are talking about within a month or a couple of months, they're going to start resume their factories with full operations. So, and also for example, this is the right time to look for certain other opportunities. For example, even if China is not going to provide us with materials in full-fledged, the industries of kind of what US is, and then there are a lot of businesses which are dependent on raw materials which is coming from one country, particular country. If it's, we are talking about China or from one particular country. Now it's a situation where we need to look for alternative suppliers, alternative countries which could supply the same kind of raw material. So as we know, nobody could compete with the pricing level China is going to supply. But as I said, nothing is going to be as the old normal. Now the new normal is going to come back, and different countries could emerge as the new manufacturing hub from hub of the world. Like for example, in India, companies could open up manufacturing sections in countries like Philippines, India, and different regions. So things will get back in track, and we need to also find out different opportunities. As you know, the globalization of the economy has enabled us to interact with the suppliers across the globe. Alibaba.com is one where you will be able to find out different suppliers, and the technology has enabled us in multiple ways so that we can find out new suppliers who could deliver us with the quality products, even if not in the same price tag. It could come up with certain different ways to tackle it. And about your second question, you mentioned that most of your customers are SMEs who don't afford or have marketing budgets at the moment, how they can market. So as I was telling, there are a lot of things which we could do even without a cost. For example, creating their Facebook page and creating a WhatsApp business page, joining in a lot of WhatsApp groups and promoting your businesses. And all these things are the new way of doing businesses, and we need to kind of look at these as an opportunities and thinking innovative strategies to reach our customers. For example, getting like spending like 1,000 or 2,000 rupees of your budget in Facebook could get you like around a solid 100 or 200 customers through your website forms. So these are some things which we could consider for different businesses based on the target audience as well.
Thank you, Mr. Raja. We have Mr. Rotarian Kumaraswamy from Pudukkottai with a question. Kalyan, if you can unmute, Mr.
Thank you, sir. You told that we can utilize media, Facebook, Google, for the advertisement. How can we advertise? Is there any agency for this?
So actually, there are a lot of agencies. Digital marketing பொறுத்தளவுக்கு ஏகப்பட்ட ஆர்கனைசேஷன்ஸ் இருக்கிறாங்க, and we are one of them. .com Infoway is also one of the agencies. So என்னன்னா நீங்க உங்க பிசினஸ் பத்தின இன்ஃபர்மேஷன், ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் உங்க டார்கெட் கஸ்டமர்ஸ் இதெல்லாம் ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணி உங்களுக்கு பெட்டர் when you, as I said, உங்களோட கோர் கம்பீட்டன்சி என்னவோ அதை வந்து ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்றது தான் அட் திஸ் மொமெண்ட் வந்து will be very essential, crucial time. நீங்க வந்து ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் நீங்க வந்து உங்களோட பிசினஸோட கோர் வந்து நீங்க ஒரு மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் பண்றீங்க, இல்ல ஒரு ஏதோ ஒரு ப்ராடக்ட் வந்து நீங்க கிரியேட் பண்றீங்கன்னா அந்த மாதிரியான விஷயங்கள்ல நீங்க ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இந்த மாதிரியான விஷயங்களை வந்து if you could have some agencies to take care of, then that is going to be really helpful. இப்போ ஸ்மாலர் பிசினஸஸ்க்கு வந்து எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் இருக்காது, நீங்க அது ஒன்னா நீங்க கத்துக்கிட்டு பண்றதுக்கு வந்து will take a lot of time. உங்க டார்கெட் கஸ்டமர்ஸ் எப்படி ரீச் பண்றது, இந்த மாதிரியான விஷயங்கள் எல்லாமே வந்து when you have an advantage of going with an agency that அவங்க இமீடியட்டா plug and play மாதிரி இருக்கும். அவங்க உங்ககிட்ட பேசி உங்க ஆடியன்ஸ் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணிட்டு இமீடியட்டா ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிடுவாங்க. When you are doing it yourself, you will do a lot of learning. அந்த டைம் வந்து உங்களுக்கு இருக்குதான்றதுதான் இப்போ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் you have to ask yourself. இப்போ இந்த டைம் இருந்ததுன்னா அதை நீங்களே பண்ணலாம், நீங்களே ஒன்னொன்னா கத்துக்கிட்டு பண்ணலாம். if you don't have the time, நம்ம இப்போ சொன்ன மாதிரி ஒரு 3 monthsல உங்களுக்கு சேல்ஸ் பைப்லைன்லாம் கிரியேட் பண்ணும் அப்படின்ற பட்சத்துல you will not have that much of time. அந்த சமயத்துல you have to outsource certain of your activities. நான் சொல்றது டிஜிட்டல் மார்க்கெட்டிங் ஆக்டிவிட்டிஸ்ன்றது மட்டும் இல்ல, ஃபேஸ்புக் மார்க்கெட்டிங் அந்த மாதிரியான விஷயங்கள் மட்டும் இல்ல, வாட் எவர் யூ ஃபீல். உங்களோட ப்ராடக்ட்ல இப்போ ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் நீங்க வந்து ஒரு பேக் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கீங்க, அதுல வந்து ஒரு ஜிப் வச்சு கொடுக்குறது, ஒரு பக்கத்துல ஒரு வெண்டர் நல்லா பண்ணி கொடுக்குறாங்க அப்படின்ற பட்சத்துல யூ ட்ரை டு பார்ட்னர் வித் them and get it done. உங்களுக்கு கோரா எதை பண்ண முடியுமோ அதுல நிறைய டைம் ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணுங்க. எதை நீங்க எஃபிஷியன்டா பண்ண முடியும், எதை வந்து உங்களால வந்து பக்காவா பண்ண முடியுமோன்றத நம்ம பண்ணணும். அகைன் இட் இஸ் கம்ப்ளீட்லி ஒரு பிசினஸ்க்கும் டிஃபர் ஆகும். நீங்க என்ன மாதிரியான டைம் வந்து மார்க்கெட்டிங் டெடிகேட் பண்ண முடியும் அப்படின்றதும் இருக்குது ஆக்சுவலா.
Thank you, Mr. Raja. I hope it answered well, Mr. Rotarian Kumaraswamy. Kalyan, we have Mr. Ramanathan here with a question.
Yeah, Ramanathan Radhakrishnan is
unmuted. Ramanathan.
The
question is already answered by Mr. CRV in the chat menu, but still people to know. Mr. Ramanathan can ask the question here.
Yeah, hi, good evening. So I just wanted to ask, what is more effective, Facebook or Instagram?
Basically, it depends on your business. Each and every business has different target audience. So, for example, it differs based on your age group of your target customers and where they are, like kind of spending a lot of time. For example, if we are like looking at businesses targeting age group of like between 18 to 24, na Instagram is the right place. You're selling professional services and you are going to target people, na LinkedIn is the best place. And if you are looking at general audience and you want to reach masses, na then Facebook is the best place. So it depends on your target customers. Unga customers yaru அப்படிங்கறத first we need to identify, and then we need to sit there and form a strategy to reach them in that particular path. Okay, business சொன்னீங்கன்னா we can try kind of come up with an example.
Like for mine, it's photography.
Photography, again, Instagram is the best place you could find the target customers, and also Facebook to an extent. LinkedIn is
Thank you, Mr. Raja. Thank you, Ramnan. Hope it answered your question. And we have one last question from Mr. Satya. Yes, he is the marketing manager in Dinamalar. Welcome, Mr. Satya. The question, you are unmuted. You can ask your question, please.
Hello, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You are audible. Please tell.
What is the future of print media, sir?
Sir, print media, you suppose it's a newspaper media. That's what you mean, right?
Yes.
ஸோ பிரிண்ட் மீடியா ஆல்ரெடி அது நிறைய வந்து அந்த டிபேட் வந்து ஃபார் அ லாங் டைம் இட் ஹஸ் பீன் ஹேப்பனிங். ஸோ தட் இஸ் ஆல் பேஸ்ட் ஆன் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. பீப்புள் பிசிக்கல் காப்பி கையில வாங்கி யூஸ் பண்ணணும்னு நினைப்பாங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஸோ பேசிக்கலி லைக் விகடன் குரூப் வந்து 1 month they discontinued the print edition and subscription for their mobile application. யாரு அப்போ அந்த பீரியட்ல சைன் அப் பண்ணாங்களோ அவங்க எல்லாருக்குமே வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட் மந்த் சப்ஸ்கிரிப்ஷன், ஃபர்ஸ்ட் 30 days ஃப்ரீ ட்ரையல் கொடுத்துருந்தாங்க. ஸோ ஃபியூச்சர் இஸ் கோயிங் டு பி டிஜிட்டல் தான், பட் print is going to like kind of continue, but in a very smaller scale. Digital போறதுக்கு தான் நிறைய பாசிபிலிட்டிஸ் இருக்கு. டிஜிட்டல் கேட்ஜெட்ஸ் ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஃபோன்லயோ இல்லை டேப்லெட்ஸ்லயோ இல்லை ரீடிங் டிவைசஸ்லயும் இருக்கிற அந்த டிவைசஸோட காஸ்ட் இஸ் coming down a lot in the coming days. So it's inclined towards the digital தான். And companies like a lot of media print houses அவங்களோட ஆன்லைன் சப்ஸ்கிரிப்ஷன்ஸ் ஆல்ரெடி வந்து எனேபிள் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாங்க. ஸோ கண்டென்ட் to go digital in the future.
Okay sir, thank you
Satya sir. We have new openings. Our old is not is going to over. We have more openings coming up for us, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Raja. It was an eye-opener session for anyone. That's what the comment is saying, and we all enjoyed it thoroughly. And the questions we will take further offline. We could see your email ID on the screen, and request Dr. Maithili to close the session with her closing remarks, please.
Thanks a lot.
Good evening, everybody. First of all, thank you, Mr. Raja, for such an informative session. To sum up your session, initially you started like online services like Netflix, Facebook, Zoom. Though there is a positive impact, almost many businesses are having a negative impact. Like mostly businesses which involve travel are going to get seriously affected, and the short-term recovery time itself is going to be 6 months. And in any organizations, to run an organization, any organization will face issues like supply of raw materials, running the organization, marketing, and financial risk also. And what you said was one important point is like communicate with the existing customers, because finding new customers is going to be very difficult in the future. And in the lockdown period, you asked us to make use like by making online presence and do online advertising. And in a lockdown period, again utilize for your business by creating digital assets like Google My Business, Facebook page, and WhatsApp, and create a website. So future la vande opportunities are more for on-demand grocery ads, food delivery ads, and laundry ads. So business portha varaikum everything is going to become digital. So be prepared for that. And thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kalyan. If you can, thank you very much, Raja. Again, it was an eye-opener session. I'm pouring with a lot of thank you messages in my WhatsApp. Thank you very much. It was really an eye-opener session. Kalyan, if you can allow people to unmute for a big round of applause.
Yeah, already unmuted, and thanks, Raja, for the big session. Like everyone can unmute yourself and give a big round of applause.
Viewers, if you really enjoyed the session, please unmute yourself and give a big round of applause to our speaker, Mr. Raja here. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining. Successfully completed the 18th e-learning session of YA Madurai. It's all going well in this lockdown period. Hope to see you all soon tomorrow. We have other nice speakers lined up till the second period lockdown. I don't know if it is going to be a third period or not. So till the end of the second period, we have speakers lined up till 3rd of May. So please tune in to YA channel evening 5 to 6. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Kalyan.